Hey everybody, this is Charlie Musselwhite, and you're listening to Athena After Dark. I ain't lying. Thank you, baby.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Athena After Dark. After a crazy sabbatical, I recorded, nothing played. I apologize for that. I am learning and I'm doing really good actually. Made some cool videos, which we're going to get to explaining all of that. We have a great show, great guest tonight, so we're going to kickstart this baby and get it rolling. Okay, well, tonight we have fabulous guests. We have two young ladies who are going to blow your socks off because they are amazing. Just young women who aspire to live and breathe motorcycles. They were born into it. Yeah, it's cool. They're going to be positive role models for other younger people out there, and I'm excited to bring them in. And as with anything, there's always a snafu, right? Always something, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. All right. Well, I'm having a bad humidity hair day. That's the start of it. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope everybody's ready for 4th of July and you plan to be safe with your fireworks. I hope that June was a very good month for everybody because, well, although it brings lots of trials and tribulations in the springtime, halfway through the year, you have to just jump those hurdles, keep going, stay positive, and do the best that you can. And I know sometimes, especially for me, this time it was rough around. Hey, Dennis, I see you. I'm glad you guys are over there. You're in Marengo, Illinois. I love it. We always get our viewers. And if I don't see your comments coming in, I apologize. I don't want to distract from the show, but I will answer them as we go back through the Facebook post. So let's start out with, yay, I'm going to go ahead and push the buttons here. Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to do Fan 5 Good Things tonight. Lorene from Sarasota, Florida says, top on my list is my dad, Melvin. Happy Father's Day. Now, I put this one in because we weren't here for Father's Day. And out of all the guests that wrote in, this woman wanted to say Happy Father's Day. So, Melvin, we hope that you had a fabulous Father's Day. And we hope that you are enjoying your daughter and your kids and your family every day. Okay, Jennifer L. from Huntsville, Alabama. My 5 are good health, happiness, family, motorcycles, and fajitas. Gotta love fajitas, right? That is super cool. She gave me all 5. Jennifer, we appreciate that. And I'm glad that you have good health. I'm glad you're happy. Family is amazing. Motorcycles, well, that's how you breathe. And fajitas, what else is there, right? Tacos and fajitas. We do Mexican food for Christmas as a Christmas gift to my son. Moonshiner Chuck, I see you. Good to see you. Glad you're in the house. All right, so next we have Doug, Newberry Park, California. An old barn find, it is not, but an old find of a 1977 lowrider stock, garage kept with 1,802 miles. That is definitely a good thing. That would be top on my 5 good thing list for sure, I would have to say. Well, good for you. And if you need help finding parts, I have a plethora of folks who have a lot of stuff and anything we can do to help. And I look forward to seeing you out on the road. My first bike, my rigid chopper, started out as a 77 lowrider. When I inherited it, it wasn't that. However, it was everything that I dreamed it would be. And I'm sure that bike will be for you. So congratulations. And I look forward to seeing. Send some pictures. Love to see it. All right, Kevin, Waverly, Tennessee. Going to TMMR because you were there. My family, especially my daughters, had such a great time. Thanks for your kindness. This gentleman was super nice, local, brought his daughters out, and I took them around the motorcycle, showed them different things. They were like 8 and 10, and I absolutely had a fantastic time. Thank you, Kevin, for writing in and showing me some appreciation and love. It makes me feel good and keeps me doing what I'm doing because that's really why I do it. Okay, Raymond from Memphis, Tennessee. The Unintentional Pilgrimage 2024. See you next year. That was super cool. We had a fabulous time. I can honestly say that the Unintentional Pilgrimage it's a twofold situation. It's a family event. It's something that we would never change, and we look forward to it every year, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. But if you get a chance in an upcoming Easy Riders magazine, there's going to be a rather decent sized story about it. So check it out, and I'm sure you will love it. Hey, Kip, I see you. Bob, Rough Boys Forever. I love it. Fabulous. And just family. And okay, so we're going to keep moving on the show. We have a really good show tonight. So yeah, I don't want to don't want to cause any static in between. We do have, again, whoop-de-doos, so I'll explain all that to you shortly. Of course, you know, there's always a whoop-de-doo. What fun would it be without a whoop-de-doo? What the hell, right? Okay, now if you need news fun, banditbikernet.com. So Motorcycle Magazine has global coverage on everything owned by bikers: customs, choppers, performance parts, technology, rider gear, racing, adventures, events, and the fight to ride free, which is so important. Hey, Miss Patty, I see you. Good evening. All right, you guys should check out bikernet.com. And then if you subscribe, he has really good fiction stories in the cantina. And then for you guys, if you like, you know, the pinup girls and stuff like that, he's got good taste. He does have good taste in women. So in his pictures, in the class and style and grace that they are displayed. That's what I meant. And then every distributor, if you want to find place to buy parts, everything is on bikernet.com. So please check it out. Okay, so you guys know we do Ask Athena. I've got some really crazy shit on Ask Athena emails. So if you don't see me answering your crazy ass shit that you send to me on the air, but I do respond via email, consider yourself lucky that I responded at all. Okay. And for the couple of little trolls that I have out there, good for you. I hope you're having a good time reporting and, you know, doing all your digging and all the good stuff that you get to do and throwing shade at me. I don't care. I love me and I love what I do and I love the people around me. So the rest of it just don't matter. Shout out to my grandson, Baron. Today's his birthday, 6 years old. Oh my goodness. You know, he was a guest on my show and he's at the house. We did birthday cake before I came here and he was so bummed out because he wanted to be here. We might have to turn it into the Bean and Mimi show pretty soon because he's really enjoying it. All right. So we're going to do the Ask Athena. Ready, set, here we go. Okay. So, hey, Chicky, I enjoyed meeting you at Daytona Bike Week this past March and getting a chance to know you. I wanted to ask you what you thought of the rally as a whole. Honestly, I am curious, as we discuss some of the differences of the 80s, 90s at specific places, like Froggy's Saloon, the Boot Hill Saloon, and their history. If you could take pieces of the past and sprinkle it around, as you said, what would you change about the event now in the 2020s? All right, love the show. I hope to one day see you again on the road. Brenda, Punta Gorda, Florida. This young lady was super cool. We talked for probably about an hour about, you know, the past rallies and stuff like that. So for me, I've been going to Bike Week since 1983 as something that, as a Floridian, you know, you waited all year to do, because when you live down here in South Florida, you don't ever really get a vacation. It's a constant grind because we're busy all winter with a lot of the people who come from up north, and that's our season. And then in the summer, the state, especially down here when it's 100, 110 degrees with 99% humidity, it's usually dead. There's like very few people don't want to ride. Tourists don't come here because it's too hot, you know, that nature. So we work for 6 or 8 months straight, and then we struggle through for the next couple months just to get by so that we can go ahead and do it again. So Bike Week in the 80s was it was different. Like, I have to say, Miss Ivy, I love you. So the girls were on the Chicks on 66 going to the, or Chicks at the Crossroads this year. Oh my goodness, I love watching the photos, seeing everybody. We'll talk about that in a minute. Miss Ivy's here in the house. We gotta love it. She's a rock star. Okay, so Daytona Bike Week for the 80s, it was way different. There was a trailer set up around the corner from the police department. 2 mobile homes, actually. And if you flashed your boobs on Main Street, they would arrest you, take you through the trailer. You paid the $60 for, you know, indecent exposure, and went on your way. There were lines always around the trailer because everyone to flash their boobs. That was a thing. Before they started the trailers, women just walked around. It was not a thing. You went to the Cabbage Patch for the coleslaw wrestling. Topless women everywhere. We grew up that way, you know, seeing it, being around it. Some of us participating, not myself because I don't have any boobs, but, you know, it is part of life. We're bikers, so it's how it was. Now, in the 80s, Bike Week, it was before things were fashionable, you know, where everybody was into riding motorcycles and, you know, wearing the leathers and getting greasy. And, you know, now they're all doing burnouts on the street and crazy. We didn't do that. We didn't abuse our machines at all because they had to get us from point A to point B and then C, D, E, and F. If we were lucky, we got to travel, and that was our mode of transportation. So it was different. I guess now I would sprinkle a little bit of the old school, like for sure for rallies, especially Daytona. Paying to park on the sidewalk and on the street is just raunchy. That is raunchy. You have a million motorcycles and you're going to have $5 a head to park on the side streets, park in the parking lot. Like, stop already. Bikers spend so much money. We're at like $16 for a drink, a mixed drink, and $9 or $10 for a beer. Like, how much do you really like having the bikers come to the community and spend their money? Because you make it so ridiculously unaffordable that true people who work for a living aren't available to do that anymore. $450 for a room per night, not for the week, per night. Okay. You know, the travel, the fuel, all of it. And then you go and enter bike shows and you pay money to participate and things like that, which is cool. We've always done that. And that's part of it. But like even the bars. So me, I go to Froggy's, and it's difficult because Froggy's was the original Iron Horse Saloon. And you would go there in the 80s when I got my motorcycle there. So it was this house on Main Street, and David Allan Coe's bike was parked in the back, and there was a ramp, and there was probably about 10 or 12, maybe 15 parking spots where you could park inside the bar on the back side, and you could pull in. And as long as you got in there, as long as you didn't move your bike, it could stay. It was parked there. And David Allan Coe's bike was roped off and stuff like that. So that was like a thing, but I would sleep outside next to my motorcycle till it was my turn to actually get in and park my bike inside. Because once it was in, I knew it was safe. You know, it wasn't getting in, getting out. And then I could just go have a good time. But there were a lot of memories, you know, people that you met in the parking lot that were waiting to do the same thing, pitch tents and, you know, sleeping on the gravel just to wait to get their motorcycles in there, or waiting to get a chance to meet David Allan Coe, who was always in there. And we always had sing-alongs, and what a great person he was for, you know, as much as he didn't have to be there, he was just there with us. And it was important to him to be there because he was just like us and still is a biker, you know. Even though he's up there in his years, he was a famous biker who made crazy biker music that we all love. And yeah, so, and his raunchy albums are really, really good, you know. Just mind you, they're really raunchy, some of them. So check them out. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, David Allan Coe, Google R-rated music by David Allan Coe, and you'll definitely get your fill of something worth listening to, whether you like it or not. Some of them, you know, are, like I said, they're songs that just can turn your stomach, but they're cool, and you know, they're biker songs. So yeah, now I go to that same spot, and it's Froggy's Saloon, and in the back of Froggy's Saloon is a big pavilion, bars, girls dancing on the bar. And I think we were there one year, Don and I literally had memories of the 80s when I was a kid being there, my first motorcycle, you know, what it meant to me. And I cried. I literally cried at how commercialized it had become and how it was missing the element of authenticity that we truly lived for every day as bikers. Before, you know, that was the days when cops didn't like us. We were stereotypically targeted. You know, we were scum of the earth a lot of times. Like, there were times when the black man could get a hotel room and we couldn't because we were bikers. And so I understand oppression when people say, "Oh, are you oppressed?" And I'm not prejudiced in any regard. I love my black family friends, and I'm Sicilian, so you know the Moors invaded Sicily, so somewhere in there's some black in there. Miss Kelly Willett, I love you. I'm so glad everybody's here. I'm so glad you guys are here. So yeah, so I would sprinkle some of that authenticity back in there. I think I would make it a little bit of a more of authentic, not commercialized event, you know, where we used to grill. You'd go up and down Main Street and you'd have the turkey legs, you know, which now are like $20, but corn on the cob, turkey legs. Somebody was literally with a grill cooking hot dogs and hamburgers, and the little diner on Main Street, you would wait hours to get in there, and it was crazy, you know. The waitresses all knew us, and the shop owners, you know, you went every year and they knew who you were, and it wasn't as crowded. But that is a thing that if we could just be a little more authentic with how we present things and not make it all about the almighty dollar, I think that would make it a little better. That's like Tennessee Music and Motorcycle Revival, the TMMR. Wow, what an event. That was a crazy, crazy, awesome event. Oh, yes. Crazy Chuck. Little Susie, Shallow Throat, by David Allan Coe, Pussy Pamela. Like, there's some songs there, the Panhead song and stuff like that too. But yeah, the raunchy ones are really raunchy and really good. So I'm gonna make a change to my hair. I'm definitely not having a midlife crisis or any crap like that. I think I need a haircut and some stuff like that. So yeah, so I would sprinkle some of that. Then what I would also take from like the 90s, I think I would take a little more flash in the pan, like not people leaving their bikes out rusting and you know, sitting out in the rain all the time. And the word patina, like, I get it, it's old, it's like an antique and whatnot, it has that antique look, but we used to pride ourselves on, you know, every bolt facing in the right direction, the chrome and the paint mix and how you did it. And, you know, we took pride in our ride and that mattered. And nowadays I see that people just don't care. You know, especially some of the younger kids, which is a bummer. You know, it's not that things are disposable. Not a lot of the kids, but some of the newer kids, you know, with the FXRs and the Dynas and stuff like that, you know, they burn them up. They will just do burnouts until the freaking motor seizes and there's no tires left 20,000 times. And for me, that it hurts. It makes my heart hurt because the machine is actually, as much as nobody wants to believe it, it's a living, breathing entity. And it has feelings, damn it. Shouldn't treat your motorcycles like that. But anyways, that's on them. And then I think the 2000s for Bike Week and the rally, I think I would take a little bit of that and put it in the 2020s to where there were events where there were meet and greets. Like there were people in the industry you wanted to meet and you went and you had cocktail parties with them. And actually you got to genuinely talk to the people who followed you, were your fans before social media, you know, because that we were right at the beginning of that. And there was a handshake and how you doing? And, you know, hey, I'm from Wichita. And, you know, I saw your shop in a magazine because that's another way that we used to all be very social where we would get in the magazines or you would ride places and you would see people. So I guess the authenticity and put a little back of the biker back into motorcycles for me would make it cool. And I did appreciate your input and your perspective on the rally with regard to, you know, how social media plays into events and things like that. I thought that was very cool perspective. And I did agree that, you know, we can implement a lot of the things from the past by using the technology that's going to drive us into the future. So that was an awesome thing. And I do look forward to seeing you out on the road and making sure that we actually get a chance, Miss Brenda, to have more conversation about that. And who knows, maybe we could start a little event down here in Florida. So when everybody's in Daytona, maybe they come down halfway or something like that. And we'll do it old school. And like I was saying, TMMR was super cool. There's not even cell phone service on the ranch. Like you literally cannot get cell phone service. You have to go into town. It is the most relaxing. I saw some people, hey, Rob, I see you. Thanks for being here. You know, and that's that thing where there's everything is so distracted. I think some people were going to have convulsions because they didn't have access to their cell phone. And then you waited a day and everybody just kind of chilled. And the next thing you know, they're down by the creek with the bonfire. You know, they're not so worried about this stupid apparatus in our face telling us what time, who we should be texting, showing up. You know, I know we went into town and Don had asked me, he said, listen, can you go back into town and call me at 10:30? And I said, okay, I'll do my best. Well, we got into a little birthday fun with Miss Boots because it was her birthday. And yeah, it was something that happened. So I missed the 10:30 mark. So we were joking and laughing around eating chocolate bars. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Birthday celebration. And Miss Boots said at like midnight, she's like, weren't you supposed to call at 10:30? And I was like, well, at this point, we weren't specific about 10:30 at night, 10:30 in the morning, which day, any of that. Not to be a jerk. I wasn't being a jerk, but it was really oh my goodness, because it was so calm and there was nothing tugging at every corner of my soul of, oh my God, I got to be here. Oh my goodness, that person called me. Oh, I missed that text, or I have to schedule this or I have to schedule that. It was just be around the motorcycles, be on the motorcycles, enjoy the motorcycle family. That was just amazing. So yeah, I think we need to get back to that more so than not. So, all right. So we're going to get on to the next stuff because I will just babble about that shit all night long. By the way, and Sir Ruble, Boots' other half, let me just tell you what a man he is. He fixed all the brakes, then got a kidney stone, passed it, went through all this nonsense, and like never once, he didn't even complain. He was throwing up violently, like no bitching, no whining, no nothing. He just, what a wonderful example of how a warrior who handles everything in the world just carries himself. So I'm hoping to get him on the show sometime very soon. I asked. We'll see what the response is because he's super cool. It's super fun. All right. Speaking of super fun, just so you know, next week we have Clay Thorne. He is a jewel in the middle of Tucumcari, New Mexico. And I'm going to tell you all about that. You guys are going to love him. He is absolutely salt of the earth, wonderful human being. And I can't wait to share him with you next week. So we will have him. We're back at it every week. We had some snafus. Shit happens. Life was definitely, let's see, how do I say that? Yeah, life was trying to see if it could hand me some shit and I'd eat it. And guess what? I decided I didn't have the appetite for it. So let's keep going. Find a different plate to chew on. Piece of meat. Yes, Clay, Miss Ivy. Clay knows. Miss Ivy knows who I'm talking about. And you guys, I can't wait. And then tonight, we have a fabulous set of guests. Again, remember I told you there was some snafus? Okay, we're going to do these little couple of shout outs here to our Moto family. Now, I am wearing it. I'm wearing my pajamas tonight, although they're my striped Victoria's Secret pajamas, and then my Grease and Gears TV shirt because it is yeah, it's hot as hell, but I live at the tip of the Bermuda Triangle, so that's not expected. I think it was 105 today with the heat index, and it wasn't super sunny. So, yeah, it's hot. We're here. We're doing it. So, Grease and Gears TV. Now, if you guys aren't subscribed, you should, because if you want motorcycle content, movies, shows, events that you were at, events that you weren't at, you want to see what you missed, if you want to see if you were there, see if they caught you on camera, all of that good stuff, you just go to Grease and Gears TV, and it's, I always do that, put myself in there, and like that. That's the button. Yeah, I'm getting better. Grease, the letter N, Gears, TV.com. So, it is something that you definitely want to check out because, again, content, movies, everything, racing, old school shit, vintage, you name it. There's an event, rallies, rides, just charity events, so much stuff. Sir Chris and Miss Heather just got it going on. They jumped right in and decided to give you the Netflix of motorcycles. So you definitely need to check it out. Okay, and then we're going to go here to our friends. Please support them when you can. We got Viking Bags, Cycle Source Magazine, Paco, S&S, Chicago Motorcycle Supply, Willie's Tropical Tattoo. Man, that's the place to be in Daytona. Every Thursday, Biketoberfest and Bike Week, Chopper Time Show, Baker Drivetrain, Farm Life Creamery, Palm Beach Harley Davidson, Open Road Radio with Miss Gina Wood. She's on an hour before us. Check it out, openroadradio.com. Biker Bells. So Harley Davidson, Tobacco Road Harley Davidson. That is the home of Ray Price, the legendary racer, and Tommy Grimes. And Sir Mark, he definitely took the baton and he is carrying on the legacy. So, and Miss Ashley's girl, Shiny Side Customs, what an absolutely phenomenal, talented young lady she is. So we're going to hope to get her on the show as well. Hey, Miss Abby, I see you. Okay. We also have Teddy Morris, Harley Davidson in Daytona, Biker Lives Matter, BikerNet.com, and Miss Maggie's South Country Inn, and Billy at Twisted Tea. Man, get twisted. That's what they say. I think most of us are already twisted without adding any tea to it. But hey, More the merrier, right? Okay, so when I say snafus, you know how that goes. With me and this show and just generally in life, anything that can will, you know. Twisted Tea, yes, Miss Ivy. Billy's awesome. I hope you guys, I can't wait to introduce you to him someday because you guys are so super cool. It's very cool. All right, so tonight we are fortunate to have uh, a family affair. So Miss Kierra and Miss Vivian Bass are the daughters of my really good friend, colleague, one of my partners in crime, someone I would ride across the world with, someone I would brawl my way out of the bar with. Like, she's a rock star in my book. So Miss Badass Jenni Bass of Bass Cycles. So the story goes, I always say, you know, when we do contests and stuff like that, I always say write in and let me know, you know, answer the questions or write me a paragraph, and then I'll send you, you know, I'll pick somebody and then I'll send you the stuff. So I had given out Mama Ditch in the house. I love it. I had Harley Davidson had given me some rider training courses to give away to young ladies who wanted to learn to ride. And they do that a lot. And I'm grateful to them for that because I love that I get the opportunity to share what I'm passionate about with younger women, older women, just women who want to get out there and get on two wheels and check it out. So I got this email. I never paid attention to the email address. She signed it J. That was it, J. Okay, whatever. So she writes me this story about how her daughters, you know, they grew up in motorcycles, they have motorcycles, and their daughters grew up around motorcycles, and you know, it's a family thing, but the daughters did not yet have their motorcycle license, and that she would like to put their name in and see if they possibly could get an opportunity to get the rider training courses and take the class. So of course I thought, well, you know, two sisters, like now we're double timing here. You know what I mean? We're not just taking one kid and putting her in there and saying, hey, you know, do it up and show us your stuff because you are our future. We got double dose. So then I get a phone call or text message and I send them out. Again, I'm not paying attention. I don't think anything about the address, nothing like that, because again, I'm running a motorcycle shop, running a household, doing shows. I have so much stuff that I'm still catching up on from last year. So yeah, you know, I always tell you guys I'm a no-legged woman in an ass whooping contest this year for some reason. Odd years work out better for me getting stuff done, but never mind. Yeah, so I sent out the thing. I get a text message. It's from Jenni Bass, and she's like, "Listen, thank you so much for allowing my daughters to win the contest." She didn't send it in as Jenni Bass or whatever, so they genuinely got picked. I was excited about that. And then when I found out it was her kids, well, holy shit, like, are you kidding me? Like, why not? So we decided to discuss them having their class and all the experience. And I asked them, I said, hey, you know, would you please be kind enough to, they said they can't thank you enough. I said, if you could be kind enough to be on the show and I could ask a few different questions and we could share their perspective on the rider training course, you know, the family aspect, what they saw and the differences. So I mixed up the questions a little bit and I have them ready. So the deal is Miss Vivian went out and on her motorcycle or however she got there, and something happened and she got stranded. So the parents had to go take a trailer and go get her. Now Miss Kierra is ready to go, so we're going to start with her, and then when Miss Vivian gets back, we're going to continue on and ask her the questions and get to know her a little bit. Now, just keep in mind, these two young ladies, I wanted to have them on the show. We're hoping for a cameo from Mama Bear because Miss Jenni Bass is the shit. Eric is too. Dad's no BS. Dad is like big hearts, good man. Just the whole family is salt of the earth. So yeah, so we're gonna start out that way. And yeah, I was grateful because I asked them. I said, well, if you could be on my show, that would be thanks enough because I want to share that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring her in. I got pictures. You guys know I love to show the pictures. And yeah, we're gonna get back to having a producer here sooner than not because I think I've learned all that I can. Oh, that's another thing. So, God willingly, starting next week, if all my videos work, we're gonna start doing a segment for product review. And we have a Clockworks windshield. And everybody, please say a prayer for everyone in Mitchell, South Dakota. They are underwater, been underwater last week. Very hard thing to see for my friends and my family. They all band together and they're going to get through it. But if you can say an extra prayer, if you see any kind of events, charitable events going on in or near Mitchell, South Dakota for any of the recovery, please participate. And go to Clockworks. The best way you can participate is be patient with any orders that haven't gone out yet that you did place because of the situation. And then also make sure you're ready to make orders so that as they recover, they still have the income they need to keep going and fix all this. So that would be greatly appreciated. Okay. So we are going to do the product review segment. So we're going to do Clockworks windshield on a 23 or 24 Road Glide. And then, it's 23 Road Glide standard. And then we are also going to do a La Pera seat that is going to fit perfectly. There's a few other things, but we're going to do it in segments so that you can see the different things. And then if there's a way that we can help you get any of those products that you need, we can send you the links. We can also help you at Vagabond Chopper, my shop, place any orders. And yes, just so everybody knows, we're going to start a thing here soon. So be on the lookout of how to get 15% off your complete order and have it drop shipped to your door from Vagabond Chopper. It's going to be awesome, and you're going to really like it. So if you guys are do-it-yourselfers or you're looking for parts and stuff like that, we got the hookup for you. So next week, we're also going to announce that and a way to get the 15% because you do have to do something to get it. It's not just, what did they say? Nothing's ever free in this world. Well, it's not that it's not free, but you have to participate. It's like a good relationship. You have to put effort on both sides, not just one side, not just the other side, but both sides meet in the middle. So it's kind of like one of those things. Boy, howdy. You can tell I've lost my freaking mind today. It is Monday. It was Baron's birthday, and we had cake. Don't have cake before dinner. Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet. Okay, so let's get over here. I'm going to go over here to my pictures of Miss Kierra and Vivian. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Okay, so this Miss Kierra. So she does furniture, and we'll let her talk a little bit about that. But she's an absolutely amazing young lady. Just her demeanor, what she's doing in her world, and how they're moving forward. Her and her sister both. I'm very impressed. And not only are they both beautiful, gorgeous ladies, but the motorcycle life and the things that they do. So she does have really good taste. I've looked at some of her stuff, and I'm going to show you how to get some of that information here. If I can push these buttons. Okay, Miss Kierra. So now this is her with a knucklehead. We're going to talk about that too in the middle of all this when I bring her in. The black and white shot. There's a shot of her in the shop. Like I said, absolutely gorgeous, right? Of course, there is these two pictures I absolutely love because here you go. There's mom and daughter riding, and then there's mom looking over, probably in tears going, oh my God, I can't believe that. You know what I mean? And she's lucky because it's ×2. I really love that. And this is where this young lady started out. So there's no question as to why, absolutely why she's into motorcycles. I mean, look at that trike. Is that the most awesome Springer front end, flathead motor? Like, yeah, okay, we're good with that. So, and that is in Wisconsin. And summertime, that's what you do. You ride them because all winter you're working on. Okay, Miss Kierra Bass. So she has Kierra Bass Studios. So you can check that out online. Her Facebook at Kierra Bass. Check it out and you can get all the information. We're going to put it up on the website so that you know how to contact her after we have some conversations about what she does. All right, now this is Miss Vivian Bass. So, and she's got the flowing blonde hair like her mom. It's so funny. I love just the family aspect. And I love this woman, Miss Jenni Bass, and I love how she loves her children, just like most of us mamas love our children. There's this young lady. Look at her. She's on that motorcycle. She's like, okay, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. And there she is doing it. And how many kids get to grow up and ride knuckleheads? Oh my God, I love it. Okay, mini bike. Gotta love it. Look, and for real, like, tell me they weren't born into it. It's just how it goes. Just doing wheelies. Let's guess which one the wild child is. I bet you they're both a little wild. All right. And Miss Vivian Bass, she's the director of shipping and receiving at Bass Cycles, and it's at vivian.bass.54 on Facebook. Look at that gorgeous beach photo. All right, so you guys know the drill. We're going to go ahead. So we're going to bring in Miss Kierra first. Like I said, they're on a rescue mission to go get Miss Vivian. And when she comes in, we're going to ask her questions, but we're just going to go for it now because, yeah, it's what we love to do. See if I can bring her in. I know every once in a while I'll mess that up. So let's see how we do here. Okay, ready, set. Let's do it. Oh, Miss Kierra.
Hey.
There you are.
Timing. Guess who just showed up?
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Miss Mama Jenni Bass.
From the rescue mission. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Vivian had a cup of coffee she had to go drop off. She'll be back shortly.
That's fine. Cool. So can we push the computer or the camera back a little so we can get you guys out?
Yeah, I'll get it all set up, and then when Viv comes in, she can hop in.
Yeah, we'll bring her back in. How good is this? That was good timing. So you went to go pick her up?
Yeah. I'll let her tell you all about what happened. But yeah, no, a 2-hour rescue mission. Like, Mom, I broke down.
What parents do. That's okay. Don't you worry. You just keep at it. And, in 2 years, you'll say, where have you been? And she'll say, I broke down. I had to stop and fix it. It's okay. And she'll come back.
So much of it she can do herself. But this one was, Mom. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
And that's what we do. Listen, my son, he'll call at 4 a.m. and he'll be like, I want to be a smart son, not a dead son. I'm like, I'm on my way. Tell me where you are. No worries. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. We're parents.
Yeah. And your problems are not my problems. I wish you'd sit still when you've got something going on in an hour, but
Yeah, that's okay. That's why. Listen, we did that same shit when we were kids. We right to the line. That's what we do.
It's 10 minutes. I can get 20 minutes worth of shit done. I guarantee you.
But we're still like that. We just don't admit it anymore. And we're very, very strategic as to how we handle it.
No. I got my mom jeans on. Like, let's go.
Yeah. I love you.
My hair is sticking up weird. Okay, all right. So anyway, she'll
Fabulous.
be back in a minute.
It's all good. So I have to say, you are absolutely one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I love you. I love hanging out with you. I love our conversations, our communications, everything. Like, that. But let me tell you, I had an opportunity.
I've known you my entire life. I met you years ago. I feel like I've known you my entire life.
But that's how it goes. That's the thing. So I got a chance to speak to Miss Kierra before we went on. And I could just tell you that even more so, you are such an incredible example for these young ladies because, wow, they're articulate. She's articulate. Not only is she beautiful, I mean, we know they get the good looks from you, not Eric. Okay. We're very sure of that. Right.
Well, thank you.
So, but I have to say that, wow, just so amazing. Oh, yeah. And look, the Harley Davidson chairs. There she is. Miss Vivian, you made it. I love it. Let
me know if you need more room.
Well,
no, I'm golden.
Thank you very much for going through all that to be here on this show. I appreciate you more than you know. And so I imagine you're just gonna have to spill the beans and tell us what happened now, because everybody's wondering.
Oh geez, I'm wondering too. It was like literally minutes before we're starting. Oh shit, we gotta go. You got it. This is not happening.
So do tell.
I was on my knucklehead, riding up to Madison to get a 6-volt battery at the Batteries Plus. And I just didn't make it all the way. I ended up getting stuck, and they had to come get me in the trailer and the truck. It was rough, but we made it. We're here.
I absolutely love it. So can I ask now, I know we don't usually tell our ages, but you want to give me a proximity of the two of you, how old you are?
I'm 21.
I'm 27.
Holy shit.
Very old. Yeah. I've been through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Me and your mom were sitting back here going, yeah, 27. Yeah. No. We're not going to talk about what we were doing at 21 and 27, but we'll listen to what you kids have to tell us. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I'll cheer you on quietly. Like, you just
Yes.
like, no.
Yes, I promise.
Not that nobody would ever found out.
No, and see, and we grew up in a time where there were no video cameras, no cell phones, so the shit that we could do was way different than what these kids could do. So
And
I think as parents, we're grateful for that, actually.
yeah, definitely.
That's funny.
There's some stuff I can tell my parents that would have made hair stand on end.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Ridiculous.
All right, so we're gonna get started because now I am truly honored. I have to say thank you to start. I did kind of tell the story how your mom sent in a request, which I didn't even realize it was her, and said that she would like her daughters to be able to learn to ride. We were doing a little contest, and so we sent you guys the rider training course, and we do want to talk about that. But first, I want to do a little introduction. Now, for a lot of you, I don't know if you know or not, Mama Bear in the back there, Miss Badass Jenni Bass, she is not only is she a motorcycle, she's a biker chick. We'll give her that. She definitely is. Whether she associates herself with that or not, listen, they're not just steel, they're freaking cast iron. This woman rode all the way across country on a kickstart knucklehead with her little purse on the side. I do that. I ride with my little purse. I was just like, I was bowing to this woman going, oh my God, she's incredible. Because there was no thought. There was no push me, help me, none of that shit. Like I said, they're cast iron. They're not steel. Like they hang there and you can't see them, but she's got them. So that's just that. But the reason I say that is because this woman gets out there and she runs Sons of Speed races on a pink bike. And she rocks it. So anybody that's watching, if you're not familiar with Jenni Bass, there's an episode previously that we did with her. You should go back and watch it. One of my favorite things about when I started the show was the fact that you and your grandma used to watch the show together. Yeah. And that, to me, that filled me up so much. It was incredible. So, and then to have your daughters here. So now Miss Vivian, who's 21, and Miss Kierra, who's 27. Now, Miss Vivian, from what I understand, you do shipping and receiving at Bass Cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you liking that?
It's pretty good. I mean, I fill in every now and then. It's not like a full-time thing.
Okay. All right. And you're learning the old parts, though. You're learning all the different intricacies of those old knuckleheads that you ride, correct?
Oh, yeah. It's this, honestly, doing that has helped me figure out what parts are and like what every single part is, essentially. That's the only way I know what anything is because I've been looking for stuff for years.
Not just like high school.
Yeah.
I've been doing it.
I love that. And then now, Miss Kierra, you do furniture, but you've done a few pieces of furniture as art, correct?
Yeah, so I went to school as an artist, more so architecture, and then I wanted to work in the architecture industry and moved to Vegas for an internship, worked in a real estate firm, and we were working on multi-million-dollar projects, ended up hating it. Absolutely didn't like the direction of work that I was going in. So I moved to Chicago with West Elm as a home stylist. And once I did the move, I learned a lot about graphic design through the art and design school that I was at. So I started getting these side projects, side jobs, and slowly just became an independent contractor doing whatever jobs I could do. So for me, I still work in marketing, advertising, graphic design, furniture. But I really want to focus on motorcycle, tying that into my core work, which is graphic design. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So now the two of you, I mean, and again, one of the biggest joys of having you on this show is because I really want to share you with the world because again, I know your parents, I know they're salt of the earth. They're part of my family. Like I said in the intro, your mom and I, we could ride across country together. We could brawl ourselves out of a bar together. We could just do anything together. Now, you two are up and coming individuals that other young people can look up to. I mean, how you carry yourselves, what you're doing, in the vintage motorcycles. You have opportunities that a lot of them don't. And I think that you will be really, really, really incredible role models for young women, young men out there who will get a taste of vintage. And I think that you'll be able to share that passion. And Miss Vivian, I love that you do the parts, because that's where I started. I started in the parts department of a motorcycle shop, and I build motorcycles for famous people now. You know, never thought that would ever happen, but it's crazy cool how it all transpires. You know what I mean? And the two of you are riding knuckleheads all over the place. That is so absolutely cool. Now, Miss Kierra, you and your dad started a project, the knucklehead that I showed in the pictures. That was something that you got in on the beginning all the way to the end, correct?
Yeah, so there was, again, like I started to get really into motorcycles like 2 years ago. I've, grown up in it, always been around it. And for me, it was just, I'm like the shortest person in the world. I'm so fucking small. Like, I can't ride a motorcycle. That's not for me. It's for men. It's a men's world. And then there was this point when I really intentionally started to get into it. And my dad kind of noticed that. And he showed me this bike. It was a 46 knucklehead. I always wanted it to be a 47 because I was born in 97. I love the sevens, but 46 presented it to me. And he's like, if you want to start building this, make it your own, go right ahead. So I went through all of the mood swings that everyone goes through. I wanted to paint it all black at first, learned that's not the way to do it. Just really went through everything, looking for parts, going to swap meets, trying to find specific pieces that would make it my own, make it really beautiful, make it fit me, and just something to look at. And I think lasted maybe a little over a year. So like a year and a half of this part looks better on it than this part. Like, let's just swap it for this. And one by one piece at a time, swap meet by swap meet, kind of found everything for it. And it felt like it kind of happened overnight, where I started to ride, started to learn how to ride, get more confident with everything. And your riding classes really helped with that, like learning from Harley specifically. And again, like within I think the past month, we finally hammered it out, got the last bolt on it. There's still stuff we want to do to it, but yeah, learning piece by piece. We just swapped the Springer, the front end. We pieced two together to Frankenstein it to make it gorgeous. But yeah,
fabulous. Yeah. Now, Miss Vivian, have you started on your first project bike? Have you got an eye on one? Are you working on one? Did you already do one? Because I saw you. There's a picture of you. You're on a green knucklehead.
Yeah, that's Jade. We have. Do you want to tell the story of Jade? I don't really know 100% all of that.
That's not her bike.
No, no.
Okay.
I love that one.
That one is Eric's, but he doesn't really claim it. He's got his 6 now, so but
yeah, right.
The one with the naked girl on the tank.
Yeah.
Is
painted
probably,
by Kendall, right?
Yeah,
it's
hand paint. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great paint job.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Vivian has other dreams. We're gonna figure out exactly what that is.
Yeah.
There's one in the line up here that she's eyeballing, and just like Kierra, we're gonna do a piece at a time and just kind of rework it and shuffle things around until we get to where the magic sits, and that's what we're gonna do.
That's fabulous. Good.
Yeah.
And if I can do anything to help you young ladies, I'm always available for sure. So I have to ask the two of you, how was it? I'm sure you went to the museum. How was it to see your mom and dad's motorcycle on display there?
I was living in Milwaukee at the time. I moved back. I'd been gone for a really long time, and they told me hey, we have this bike that's gonna end up in the museum. And I was just like, what the fuck? That's the coolest thing ever. I went over every chance I could. I think I've seen the bike in the museum 5 or 6 times now, and it never grows old. It's just the coolest fucking thing. I tell everybody about it. You got to go check out this fucking bike. I think just the overall style and stuff. They asked me at first, they're like, what direction should we take this bike in? And I just threw out the word disco. Nice. And what was it? Dad chose all of the colors for it and literally turned into this fucking disco ball bike. Just the coolest thing. Purple, gold, anything you name it. It was just the coolest thing for me.
It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I cried when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And how about you, Miss Vivian?
Got me, and Athena calls, and she's like, "Did you guys really build that?" And I'm like, "You're right, we did really." She's like,
I love it.
Cool. And this is right. That's right. Like,
It was so awesome. I was just like, oh my God, because I see you on these pristine little, purist motorcycles, and I'm just like, that's what I know. And I'm just like, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, that is amazing. Like, I was drooling, and I love that. Miss Vivian, did you go to the museum?
I have not yet. Every time I go there, I get there like 20 minutes past their closing time. I just have terrible timing.
variations on a theme here, eh?
Yeah.
You can, and I'm sure you don't wear a watch, do you?
No.
Yeah, see?
I need to.
No, all you got to do is look up and know where the sun is by time. Like they used to have a sundial. So if you do it right, you can actually look at the sun different times of the years and figure it out. But, hey, it's okay. If you want to go see it and you're late, just call me. I know a few people who could get you in the door.
Okay.
I got you. That's so amazing. Okay, so I have some questions for you guys. First, I wanted to talk about, we talked about a little bit about what you do. I know, Miss Vivian, you do other work, aren't you? You're like a big time person at your regular job too, right? Like you're managerial, you do your stuff. Are you going into college now?
I was going to do the college thing, but then I thought about it for a minute, and I've been looking at the trends of everyone who's going to college right now, and it's turned out to be a bunch of just money spent and no profit going into it. Like I have a lot of work experience since I was like 14, so that's been helping me out a lot with getting jobs and stuff. But
That's
so
awesome.
I don't really feel the need for college.
Okay, hey, listen, I didn't do it till later myself, and I think that the time period in between, I wasn't forced to go. It wasn't like, hey, you're out of high school now, you got to go to college. So I went when I decided there was something that drew me in about it that I wanted to learn, and that's where I went and I said, okay, this is something I want to do for me, not for society or the rest of the world. Which again, as bikers, that's generally how we rule our roost. That's our thing. It's not the rest of the world; it's what we want, and it's good to follow. It's not easy to follow like that, but it's good to do that on your own pace. You know what I mean? And it's cool, and that's really cool because, like, the two of you have different experiences, but have so much collectively that when you team up, I'm sure everything that you do is fantastic. I'm sure of that. Now, being sisters, do you still have rivalry, like the sisterly rivalry, or have you always been like super cool together, or do every once in a while your mom and dad have to break it up, or, how does that go?
I think we've always gone along pretty well. There's been instances where like the sisterhood, rivalry comes into play, but we always like love each other at the end of everything. I think that's like the true beauty of like family. You're always going to be there for your family. Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. That is true. And again, your mom is a wonderful example of the kind of human being to be out in the world, both your parents. So that's just, you follow that, no matter which direction you go, you're going to be just fine. All right. So, you ready for some questions?
Hell yeah.
All right. So we're going to do some simple ones, and you can each take your turn to answer, and just have, banter back and forth. If you're talking to each other and joking and laughing and telling your little story, don't worry. We're here enjoying it. That's what we're here for. So we want all the good stuff. Okay, now I changed up your questions some because everybody usually on this show gets the same questions. But because, one, you guys are younger, I had to modify a few things. And two, we do want to share the experience of your rider training course. So before we get into the questions, let me just ask you that. So you all went to the course, but somebody didn't get to go to it. Mom decided at the end she was going to go ahead and join you guys on the course.
I don't know when that was decided. I think we were all kind of assuming that she would be there for the courses because she didn't have her license either. And we're like, well, let's all just fucking do it. You just
outed me.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Anyway, I was like, we're all doing
licenses. We don't need no stinking licenses. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I just assumed we were all gonna do it. And we're like, when are the dates coming up? Which day is it gonna be? oh shit, there's actually a swap meet the weekend before, and I had a vintage market. So I was in Milwaukee the same day I was in Minnesota, and I was so drained before this riding class was supposed to happen. It's a really intense 3-day course. Like, it was, I don't know how it was for you guys. Like, I had to reschedule that week because day one I was tapped out. So I went into the next week of classes. I don't know if you know this, but we had totally different experiences.
I love that. And yeah, we were going to ask that in the questions for sure. And then, so like, how was it when you just realized that, so I guess being that all three of you planned to do it, like, what was the thing you were most looking forward to going into that rider training course?
You can go first. I know my answer.
For me, it was more or less like having a professional instructor be able to like sit here and like hammer in everything that like I should be doing and like should not be doing, because I have a lot of dirt bike training, or like all of my motorcycle riding has been like stemming from dirt bikes, and there's a lot of things that you shouldn't do on a dirt bike that like, or that you should do on a dirt bike that you shouldn't do on a motorcycle.
Okay.
Breaking some habits was a big thing that I was really excited for. So yeah.
Okay. And then Miss Kierra, how about you? What were you looking forward to?
I mean, really same thing. Like, you grow up on motorcycles and you're like, foot down in the turn, you're trying to like maneuver through dirt. But for me, it was gaining the confidence and safety for myself and others. I think there was a couple of other individuals in, again, the separate class that I took that really had zero experience at all on a motorcycle or a dirt bike, and knowing what to look out for when it's not just your own safety, but the safety of others around you. And again, like, I think like promoting safety and promoting that educational route that you should take on a motorcycle. Right. It's difficult for me to go on the road and, trust every other person on the road too. It's, so I just want to sit there and promote like safety as much as possible.
That's awesome. And then Mama Bear, how was it for you thinking about the fact that you were going to go and see your babies learn to do something that that you didn't take on yourself till way longer than they are their age?
Yeah, no, I went about it in a really odd way. I guess I'll just flat out say it. I was, 45 before I started riding. And when I did start riding, it was on a knucklehead, I guess that's how people started learning to ride back in the it's not that strange, but it's odd now. So I don't know. I was really, really hoping to just kind of watch and see what these two did when they're learning. And I was also really, really looking forward to riding something with, I guess, like fuel injection. And
I'm going to ask about that. That's one of my questions. So we'll get to that for them for sure.
Yeah, there was just a lot. I was really looking forward to seeing that.
Push the button. Yeah.
The experience of being able to like, people have offered me, oh, just take my bike out and whatever. And I'm terrified because I'm going to drop something or like do something silly or, So I was really looking forward to having somebody else's crap that I could drop and not feel anything about it. I just walk away, which is one of the luxuries of those classes.
I have to tell you, the thing that I was looking forward to the most when I realized that you guys were all doing it was the fact that one day I am going to watch all three of you parked next to each other, kickstart knuckleheads all in unison. I'm like, yeah, family that plays together stays together. I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sooner than later. I'm so excited.
I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I want to see it. I want to have a picture. I want the three of you. I want somebody to take a photo. All of three of you having your legs in the air as you're kicking. And I want you all to sign it and send it to me. I'm going to blow it up and hang it on my wall. Like, for real. Like, I want like 16 by 20. I'm like, yeah, I love it. All right. So I'm going to give you guys the basic questions before we get into the other questions because I changed some of yours up. But So we go through a couple of dumb, like they're not dumb, they're just small get to know you questions. So we can all go back and watch Miss Jenny's, but she can answer too. Okay, ladies, dogs or cats?
Honestly, both. I've had dogs. I have a cat, but I'd prefer dogs. Dogs are more loyal.
I love
All
dogs
right.
too.
You like dogs too?
Oh yeah.
Are you a big dog girl or a little dog girl?
Oh my gosh, I love big dogs. I have this Great Pyrenees. Her name is Munch. She is the absolute best. She loves like hurting me. I call it little hugs though, but it's hurting.
Okay. I love it. All right. Well, Miss Donna Bass is here and says you ladies rock. She loves you. I'm excited to see her. We're friends on Facebook also, and she's very I just enjoy her. She's you can tell she's part of the family. One day we'll get her on the show too. We should invite her tonight. I didn't think about it. Okay, so apples or oranges?
I'm gonna go with oranges.
I'll say apples.
Okay.
Apples with peanut butter, ideally.
I was gonna ask you that. And then Miss Vivian, are you like California oranges, or are you like a juice girl where you like the Florida juice only, or you like to eat the orange?
I like the little cuties actually.
Oh, me too.
I like eating like 5 of them at a time. They're amazing.
Yes. That is awesome. That is so cool. All right, so hotel or camping?
Camping, 100%.
Camping.
You're raising them right, Miss Jenny. I love it.
I'm curious.
You get to our age. You get to our age, and you're like, okay, well, we'll glamp, or we'll get a hotel, or we'll do camping one night, hotel for 2 nights. The bones. Growing old is not for sissies, so we're hoping to do it gracefully and enjoy it. But I'm glad you guys are still camping. It's amazing. All right, slow, fast, or faster?
Faster.
I'm gonna stick with just medium fast.
Okay, just fast. Okay, all right.
Faster. I had the opportunity to race on like an actual racetrack in Vegas, and I chose a Ferrari to drive around. That thing I got up to 140 or 150 on like the straightaway, and like once you like get the piece of like, oh, like I can go fucking fast,
it's addictive.
Yep.
And 4 wheels like that, that ain't bad. But like even Laura Clock, like her and her 2 daughters, they're in the 200-mile-an-hour club. All 3 of them have raced on the salt flats and gone over 200 miles an hour on motorcycles. So you guys, if you don't know them yet, we're gonna make all that happen, because I always tell your mom, her and Miss Laura, like we have our own little secret society, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're all grouped in there together, so we'll have to make that happen. At least you guys meet, because Carly and Miss Erica are phenomenal, her daughters too. So another 2 very positive young role models for our motorcycle culture. So I like that. All right, sunshine or moonshine? Doesn't have to be alcohol moonshine either.
Yeah, I don't really drink. I'm gonna say sunshine.
Good.
I like the moon. I love stars, moonshine.
Good. Okay, good. Very good. I like this. We have the comparative. So there's like, how like twins, everything's the same. So you guys are like got each version of it. Miss Jenny, you're lucky. That's what keeps you well-rounded. I see it. You got to have perspective on both sides. That's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Individuals.
Yes, right. Their own people. All right, ladies. So if you had to pick, not that it's easy to pick, what would be your favorite song, like right now or whatever?
Oh my God. One of These Nights by the Eagles. Like that is my jam right now.
And you, Miss Vivian?
I've been listening to a lot of Moneybagg Yo lately.
Okay. All right. And we're speaking of music. So we have Miss Pam Hawkins. If you ever get a chance to Google her, she's a legendary blues musician, singer, songwriter. She's here. She just popped in to say hello. Wanted to say hello to all the ladies. So she's a phenomenal musician. Miss Pam, we love you. I'm glad that you're there, and I can't wait to see you soon. Okay, so what would you consider to be your favorite road food?
I love me a good old McDonald's cheeseburger.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to think like a handheld like burrito or something. Like, because I'm usually the one driving, so like whatever's gonna be least messy, give me a burrito.
Okay, I like that. That is very good. Okay, so if you were a superhero, who would you be?
I read this question like at first, and I was like, why just superheroes? why can't we do like the super villain route? So I would go with like, Gotham. I'd be like the Joker and like the Batman DC universe.
Okay, I like that. And yeah, you could be supervillains. You could be anybody like that. You could be who you want to be, which is cool. And it's my show, so I'm allowed to let anybody do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, I was like, I can take this direction I want.
She's like, we're mixing this up. See, now I could get in trouble. With the three of you, I'm already in trouble. I already know that. Get my daughter in there. We're all just, we'll throw Laura and her daughters in there. A little Chris Summer Simmons. Oh boy. Yeah, we got some trouble going on there for sure. I think we need a women's retreat. Boy, howdy. Let the young girls invigorate us.
Let's do it.
Can we bring Baron with us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fun. It would be so much fun. And tell him happy birthday.
I will definitely do that. He's at the house waiting on me. He's like, probably like, where's Memes at? He wanted to come tonight. And I was like, listen, kid, I'm getting a ride there. So I don't yet have my car from the accident. I'm working on getting a car. So I'm like, my son's dropped me off and I'm riding my bicycle back. It's like 3 miles. He's like, well, I'll just ride with you. I'm like, yeah, no, I love you. I could pedal you around the block to the gas station, but I have a hard enough time pedaling my ass myself, let alone like 3.5 miles to get home and to and from. So he was kind of bummed out, but he said he'd wait up for me. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So ladies, if you were a cocktail, what would you be? Good night, Vivian. You're laughing. You get to
I was
say
like, I'm 21. I had like one cocktail. What are you talking about?
Cover your ears, Mom. Cover your ears, right?
Yeah, you go ahead.
The only thing I can think of is the sex on the beach.
I like that. See, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that.
What would I be? Like, I used to drink gin a lot. I really like gin, so I'd say gin and tonic.
Okay, with a twist or not?
No, I don't think so. Just, give me the tonic, give me the gin. But I don't drink anymore, so I'm like, I can't really say that.
I like it. Good. Yeah, that'll rot away. That'll rot your body away. Trust me, they didn't tell us that when we were younger. We get to find out the battles of, all our long-term stuff. It's like, oh yeah, having fun on the weekends, and then you're like,
bad for you when you were coming off. I mean,
the only thing that wasn't like, now we laugh about it because everybody used to say, sex wasn't safe. Now sex was safe. Like, motorcycles weren't. Now it's like the opposite. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, well, yeah.
See, they have the jackets and the safety gear with the airbags and stuff. Like,
wicked.
Yeah. Really? What is that too? That's crazy. I was looking at some of that. I'm like, wow, technology, we're moving up for sure. All right. So who would you say is your childhood hero?
Oh God.
I don't know. Like, I think childhood, I don't know. Like, when I went to like art school, like Virgil Abloh, he was always one of my favorites. And I was in my architecture program when he passed, and he, famously went to architecture school at IIT in Chicago and then pursued fashion and worked that and did incredible things. And that really affected me when I was in school. It was just, true legend in my eyes.
Nice. And you, Miss Vivian?
Well, when I was really little, the Katy Perry and Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift were all like super great. But over the years, their activism has dropped quite a bit, and I'm not super like down with them anymore. But like back in the day, I loved them.
Okay. So you like to see people like get out there and do stuff and be, advocates for things that are worth,
Mm-hmm.
See, that's important. And we need our young people to feel that way too. It's very important. So that's definitely something that we need in our world because it's fading fast. So that kudos to you on that. Okay. So who would you say would be your motorcycle hero?
When I first, again, like started really getting into motorcycle, the one guy that I really looked up to is like Indian Larry. And like, sadly, we don't have him with us today. So it's like, I can only learn from what he's done in the past. So I'd say.
Gotcha. And you, Miss Vivian?
I gotta say my dad is my motorcycle hero.
It's a good one.
I love it. I love that. And I understand that. And one day we're going to get to have your dad on this show. So I love you all to death, but you know how they say sometimes save the best for last. I know that he's really the behind the scenes. He's kind of shy. So we're going to have to like corral him and get you guys to like hold him down and make him talk to us on camera. But it's gonna have to happen one day. It's gonna have to happen. Otherwise, I have pictures from all our trip along Arizona. I'm gonna start showing him if he doesn't. I'm gonna blackmail him. There you go. That's right. It's extortion at its finest. You're like, no, you don't want your kids to see this, Eric. Your wife knows about it. She was a participant. However, right? That's funny. That's okay. I'll get it. Okay, so obviously you were born into motorcycles. Miss Vivian, you love dirt bikes, and you grew up doing that. And Miss Kierra, were you also into the dirt bikes, or did you start a little later?
So I was into the dirt bikes really young, and then unfortunately I was on the smallest little dirt bike, and my uncle, I like really begged him to, hey, can you make it go faster? You know, back to my original thing, like I want to go faster. And it at first maybe went like 15 miles an hour, like top speed or something. And
Yeah.
I like just throttled it and ran straight into a car, and then went under the car. So since then, like I kind of stopped and was like, I'm just gonna, you know, hurt myself eventually if I keep this up. So yeah, that's how I got very young, but I learned that there's a limit to things.
There is. Everything in moderation for life. That's a good life lesson.
Yes.
Okay, so what would you say mostly sparked your passion in motorcycles?
Definitely like seeing my parents really like hustle for the 40 years that they've been doing this. And I've only been around for 30 of those years, barely. And being taken to every single swap meet and just where they've come, seeing them transform with the business that they've had, just doing what they love every single day. Truly, that inspired me. I've kind of been on a life mission to just do things that make me passionate, make me feel inspired. And there was a point like 3 years ago that just really like it was like a switch flipped in my head, and I was like, I can actually do art in motorcycles. Like that's an art form at the truest form of it. It involves everything from design, engineering, aesthetics, everything, and you get to ride it. And it's just, that's really what did it for me.
Are you familiar with Sarah Liberty?
I'm not, unfortunately.
I'll send you a link, and then you can see some of the art that she does with motorcycles. I'd love for you two to meet because I think that you would really, really enjoy it. I will definitely send you some info on that. So, Miss Vivian, what sparked your passion?
Well, I as you've seen that one picture, they've always put me on bikes since I was super little, and I guess I've just gotten accustomed to it.
And are you growing into the vintage motorcycles? Are you?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, I know that you dirt bike and you had dirt bikes, but is there something that really just grabbed you at a certain age with the vintage bikes, and you just said, "That's it, it's time"?
Really, it was just hearing the stories of all these bikes and like how all the parts came together, and how like specifically with like the very early Harley bikes, like you have to have specific parts from like that one for that one specific bike because everything was made by hand. Like that was crazy to me that all these bikes at one point were hand built completely by people. And like, wow.
Yeah. And now you kids are doing it. How absolutely fantastic is that? We love it. Okay, so if you had to pick an event that you've been to, whether it's a swap meet or a rally or whatnot, what would you say is your favorite so far?
I haven't really been to a whole lot. This is a you question, Kierra.
Yeah, it's tough. It was my first year going to Donnie Smith. I loved that.
Ooh.
But I mean, Milwaukee, I'd have to say Mama Tried. Like that always like holds a special place in my heart. I've been going since I was in college. Like in their older factory warehouse building with the shitty elevator, the freight elevator.
Yeah.
It was always like such a big thing for me, like being in school, being able to go to this like motorcycle show. And yeah, like that one would be my favorite.
Super cool. Hey, Miss Vivian, anytime you want, since she's already one up on you, you want to come to Daytona, you come down. You could both come, but I'll make that your favorite because it'll be your first, okay? You will
Right.
never experience it like you will with me. I'm a Florida girl, so just saying. And I'll keep you safe. I won't let you get in too much trouble. Just enough.
All right.
Just enough. That's right.
Enough to have fun.
Okay, so were you too nervous about taking the rider training course?
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Totally.
What do you say would make you the most nervous? What was the one thing that made you had the most anxiety about it?
The bikes having brakes.
Front brakes?
Front brakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
think-
because what you ride doesn't.
Yeah, it was like the pressure of having to do things the correct way. You know, like you said, like you're learning on a dirt bike, you get these habits, and yeah, knowing that like there's a right and a wrong way to do things, that was a little intimidating.
Right. And then so which part did you guys find the hardest? Was it the classroom or the riding? Miss Vivian, we'll start with you on that one.
For me it was the riding. Like I'm smaller too. Like I don't have a lot of arm strength, and like a lot of it is like core and arms, and like you gotta keep that upright and make the thing turn and do the stuff with it. Like I don't have a lot of strength to do that. So that was pretty difficult for me.
How about you, Mama? What was easier for you, classroom or riding?
The classroom was pretty straightforward. You know, like most of it was like paying attention, you know, like these things can happen, and you know, but when we got out on the riding course, I'm gonna tell you, it was hard. It was hard. I mean, like it was 8 hours a day straight. I would compare it to being on the Chicks ride, you know, where we were 8 hours of riding per day, and being on unfamiliar roads all day, you know, for the whole stretch. I would compare that to, you know, never having been on a modern motorcycle and having to learn how, like, it was just exhausting. And it was, you know, like we had 2 full days of it. And at the end of that second day, I was just like, I'm too old for all of this new learning.
I love it.
Thirsty, and it was hot. But no, I would compare it to being on like the cross country trips. Like it was hours and hours. It was very physically and mentally demanding. I was not prepared for that, and I don't know.
What did you think? Which one was harder for you? Which one did you have a more difficult time, you know, grasping? Like I know classroom's hard, but like the riding, was it also very challenging, or was the classroom more challenging for you?
I mean, like they took the classes a week before I did. So I was in one of their 3-day classes, and the first day we were just all in the classroom. And that was, you know, fine for me. I knew all the questions, like I knew all the answers. And then the next week it was so different. We were actually on the bikes the first day. So it was 3 days of riding, and I noticed I was more excited to just get out and apply myself to the riding. And that's where I was learning the most, was actually being on the bike. And yeah, I think the classroom physically was easier, you know, like you kind of know what's going on there, but I was more excited to be like out on the bike learning. So I don't know, it was like a give and take. I preferred being outside on the bikes rather than in the class.
So then what would you say between the 3 of you? What do you think out of everything? What was the most intimidating part?
U-turns. Definitely the U-turns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figure eights, that was fucking difficult. Like like you had to take it so tight, and you know, like stay within the boundaries. And you know, like maybe you're more like left-handed or more right-handed, and you know, like looking, you know, learning to look where you're going made a huge difference. And like you kind of catch on pretty quick.
How about you, Mama Bear? What was the most intimidating for you? Those new bikes with the actual push button to start it and some electronic ignition?
Yeah, like what am I, the button? No, the stopping, the thing, like it stopped right away, and it was, and then, you know, like I'm kind of used to being a little like loose and whatever with my bike, and this thing like wanted to flip, and I almost dropped it. Like, this is brutal. Like,
I love it.
I look ridiculous. Like, I can't believe I have miles on, I swear to you. But it made me look ridiculous. It was just so bizarre. I don't know.
We think we know a lot, and then we find out we only know a bit. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you, how did you view the camaraderie among students in your classes?
Yeah, your guys' class was so different. Cause like I felt like I took 2 different classes, and one was one way, and then my class was everyone. We were like joking with ourselves that we were the most quiet class out there. Everyone kind of was in their own lane, doing their own thing, there for their own reasons. But I think at the end of the day, like, you know, you're still joking, you're still like congratulating everyone on passing, but their class was definitely more like, you know, personal.
Miss Vivian, describe your class.
There was a lot of congratulatory, like clapping for everyone. Like everyone was super proud of each other for like being able to accomplish a lot of the tasks that we had to do. It was really nice and encouraging.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
We were super invested in each other, you know, so when you saw somebody in the class do a really beautiful U-turn or your figure 8 thing, and just like, yeah, you know, and you're cheering them on, and you know, somebody had a mishap or whatever, oh no, and
Everybody run over and pick them up. Yeah.
It was neat because they were all, you know, they felt like the people that you ride with. This is our, you know, just like when the chicks ride, you're riding around in this pod. It's like, I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to be safe, and I want everybody to have fun. And it was neat. You know, it was great. I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
That is super cool. That is very cool. So, during the course, do you think, is there anything that you think that they could improve on, you know, like with the course, so that like when they're watching this show at Harley Davidson, which they do sometimes because we give away their courses, is there some kind of input or feedback you could give that would help to improve it?
The one thing that in our class, I don't know that it got mentioned even one. Maybe did you hear anybody talk about your rearview mirror and how important it is to always be watching for the shit show that's happening behind you?
No, actually. I mean, there was a little bit of always like, well, not a little bit. There was a lot of always be perceptive of everything around you, but not a whole lot of like directly behind you. And that is really important.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've been in a scary spot, it's coming from behind me, you know, it's where somebody is going to drive through you, or something's coming, you know, like somebody passing you when you're slowing down to make a left turn or whatever. They never once talked about how dangerous that can be, and
why you need mirrors on your motorcycle. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Which Kierra, but they had mentioned it in her. So each round is different.
Yeah. Again, it was so different. Like I felt like I was lucky enough to have experienced both sides, like a really, really, you know, accepting class. Everyone's there to root for you. And then like the following week, it was, you know, it was really rigid. We were there to learn. We were all there to pass, and everyone did pass in our class besides 2 individuals. The one I was just told right out the gates, like, just keep an eye out. This person's never ridden before. They're a little bit skeptical, a little bit nervous. And yeah, that was like one of the first things that the instructors really said to me, just keep an eye out, look around your shoulder. The one thing that I would say for, you know, I think the Harley classes to take note of, maybe just breathing exercises, like that amount of help that can do for an individual to just
because of the anxiety, right? Yeah,
exactly. I felt that more people probably would have passed had they had an opportunity to just, you know, take a breather,
teach some coping mechanisms.
Yeah, relax a little bit. Yeah, most of the things, like when it comes to motorcycle, it's not just a physical thing. A lot of it's mental too.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's something too that, you know, a lot of people don't think about that. They just think, oh, I'm going to jump on and ride. But you have to be very strategic. You have to think about everything prior to, during, and after. So, you know, And after a while, because for so many of us who have lived it and it's been our life, it just becomes second nature. And even when you're teaching someone, that's why it's good to take the writer training course, because when you're teaching like a family member or something, you know, you make the family member nervous, you know, like, I don't know, my dad would try to teach me something, didn't work out. He made me nervous. It was easier if the neighbor taught me to do something, you know what I mean? But in the same regard, it's like, you really want to make sure that everybody is calm and cool and collected about it all, you know, and get all the details, because we always leave stuff out when it becomes second nature to us. There's always that one thing that's important to someone, like you said, like mirrors or breathing, like, because it is very much the mental part that goes along with it is very much something that a lot of people don't describe or talk about in that regard. Okay, so what would you say would be the best part of taking the course and getting your license combined as the three of you?
I don't know. My big dream was that for Father's Day, we were gonna be able to like hop on bikes as licensed family and just go do this, you know, because we had done it right before Father's Day. But then Kierra's
I love that.
But we haven't done it yet. Eric's theory is that now that we're all legal, that it's just no fun.
Aww.
Yeah, I was so proud to say, like, yeah, I was like riding illegally. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's
He's such a bad boy. He's such a bad boy. I love that. And that he has that posterior that you wouldn't get that, but you know there's a bad boy trapped in there for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just such a great feeling for them to just say, like, you pass, like, you can go on to the next, like, step. That was, I don't know how it felt for you, but I was just
great.
like almost in tears. I was like, no fucking way. I passed. Are you serious?
I love it.
Best thing was when they went through at the end of our class and were like, so who wants to hear who passed with 0 demerits? And they're like, this girl.
Really?
Yeah.
You aced it?
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, let me bow to you now. Oh my goodness. You go, girl. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Full on star.
now remember too, in the future, there's going to be younger people that are going to need someone like you to teach them, especially if you got no demerits, because that's not easy. That means your technique and everything across the board is very good. So I won't tell you about my drive. I won't tell you about the first time I went for my license. We'll talk about that in private because we don't want that all over the internet. That's for damn sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what would you say the worst part of your experience taking the rider training course was?
I'm just going to say it. So their week that they were taking it was 70 degrees and beautiful, sunny. Did you have any rain at all?
No, it was beautiful. It was
My classes were 96 degrees, humid, rain. We were up at 7 a.m. riding, so I had to leave at 5 a.m. to go ride, and that was probably the roughest part.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Vivian?
Oh gosh. I think it was dropping the bike a few times actually. That was pretty rough on my end, not gonna lie.
Okay. Yeah, it's your pride, you know, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. And I learned how to pick up a bike, so that's really good.
Right. See, and that's all part of the lesson. And how about you, Miss Jenni? What do you think was your worst experience? What was the worst part of it for you?
It was literally just being humbled by, you know, I think I can ride, but I was just humbled. Like, okay, girl, we're going to start over. You know,
Right.
They had a lot of stuff to talk to me about. Like, I guess I'm Elvis when I don't know, I'm very wiggly and I corner like a dirt bagger. They had a lot of things to say about it.
Oh, so you got critiqued about the fact that, like, this is the street, not the dirt. Like Miss Vivian was saying, there's a lot of things that you do on dirt bikes that you don't do on street bikes. I get you. I got you on that. Yeah. And that's always difficult when at our age being critiqued after we've been doing it for so long. But Gypsy,
right. Well, that was the thing, because I had to go in and be like, I understand exactly what you're doing, and I understand that I need to hear it, and I'm going to use you because I'm going to hit you unintentionally. I'm going to hit you with everything I do. And every time I do something different, they're like, I know. Just say it. But yeah, it took a second Like, they're really going to tell me that I'm not doing it right.
I love it.
You know, when you
I
say,
so love you.
they're like, not
I'm a
hearing it.
powder too. Listen, I'm a powder. I could say I can take constructive criticism, but I cannot promise you that my lip isn't dragging on the ground, getting dirty, you know, because of it.
Personal. It's personal. It's big more
It is.
talking to me about it. Come on. So yeah,
Talk to me.
that took a second.
Right. Talk to me about a lot of shit, but don't talk to me about shit like that. Right. That's too funny.
Right.
Okay. So, ladies, for the two of you, Miss Jenni, this is not for us old folks there. Oh, not old, not older. We're older, not old yet. That's what it is. Okay. So,
Type in.
just starting out, what would you say? And I don't know how many you've ridden. I mean, I know you've ridden dirt bikes and stuff, but thus far, what do you think your favorite motorcycle that you've ridden to date?
I think we both have the same answer, Jade. Yeah.
Jade.
There's something about this fucking bike that's just like
It's
everything it
nice.
should be.
It
Everything
sits
it should be.
perfectly and like it rides so smoothly and it
The
doesn't
one
have
with the naked girl on it.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
a really nice.
she's
bike.
a great bike.
I love it. That's the green one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I like that. Okay. So again, as newer riders, what would you say is the best route that you've ridden thus far?
My backyard.
Nice.
Yeah, just since so new, like there's trips I want to take. I've been so inspired, like hearing other people's stories of like going to California, like my mom, like, you know, like going on the 66 ride, like that's something that I really want to do. But like just as of now, like we've had this straightaway that's like in Spring Green. It's a pretty good road, really good road to learn on. Take that to the
Nice.
bar, and you're having a good day.
What the
I
girls
love
are
that.
telling you is that we live in farm country. You know,
I love it.
we don't have lines down the center of the road, really.
Oh,
you know,
how cool.
the roads. They've got letters like County Road. What there's TB. There's A. We live on JH. Like, you know, we live out in farm country, and it's perfect and beautiful for vintage motorcycles because they ride like a tractor. You know, like
not like here where we're doing 100 miles an hour in every lane, going up every main thoroughfare, because that's how it is here.
Right. And the girls they're kind of spoiled, I think, once they get more miles on and see what it actually is to do vintage motorcycle in other places. I think they'll have a whole new appreciation for how fortunate we are here.
I really appreciate it. Like
She's
something
like,
about
I've been around. I already know.
other riders, other drivers, people like cutting you off.
She's driven in Chicago. She knows, right? That's it. That's how
Vegas
that goes.
is worse, I tell you.
We're spoiled. We are spoiled.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love that. So then, okay. So both of you, if you tell me what it's always hard to pick just one, so you can have one or two, but what would you say are your most cherished motorcycle memories thus far? From the time you were in diapers till now.
Do you want to go first?
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
Go ahead, Miss Vivian.
You shared like a picture at first of like my mom and I riding side by side and like her back. That's probably one of my favorite memories as of now.
Okay. All right. Miss Vivian.
There's one of those pictures that I also shared with you. It's of me and my dad down on that road that we were talking about just now, and it's him teaching me how to ride Jade, actually.
Yep. I love that. That is fabulous. See, and that's the most precious thing. I don't know if mom's back there trying to dry her eyes, or if dad's over there trying not to cry, because that's that's important. That's important to us, though. That's as a parent, that's an incredible thing. Okay, so I had to change this one because usually I will ask if you could go back and tell your 25-year-old self something, what would that be? But it doesn't apply here. So let's go back to like just about the beginning of high school when you were 15. If you could go back right now and tell your 15-year-old self something, what would it be? Mom and dad aren't listening, so say it. Just say it. It's okay.
I'll let you go first.
Hang out in the shop more. Come on, get out of your room.
Oh, I love this kid. I love her. Okay. Next.
Yeah, I mean, Like, I just wish that I would have kept up with like my manufacturing and like wood shop and welding classes back in high school. I did a couple, and then my freshman year, I just decided I was going to be in the art room for the rest of my life. So that's what I did. And I wish I would have told myself to just go back to the welding room, learn
Good.
that.
Well, listen, there's no time like the present, like right now. And I don't know if you're familiar with Barbie the Welder, but she makes incredible statues. So
Yeah.
everybody has their own thing. And she's actually down here by me now. She's engaged to one of my really close friends, Eric, and he's got an Indian, and it's really neat. So it's cool. But you guys should come down and visit, and then we could just like have these little like, I got a welder here, I got grinders and all that stuff. We could just get her to teach us how to make like some crazy cool stuff, not motorcycle parts, you know, like cool stuff, and just have like some really good fun. That would be really good. But it's never too late. And that's good though. I love both of your answers, because if we can get more young people to remember that it's about making things with your hands. That was another question that I didn't give you, but I'm going to give it to you now. So it's always one in the beginning. So I always ask everybody, making or breaking, what you prefer. What do you prefer, making or breaking?
Making, 100%. I love putting things together. I love using hammers and drills and like nails and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, making obviously, but I mean, there's the beauty in breaking. There's beauty in like learning something from breaking something, and I don't know. There's something about that.
Yeah.
There's just, you learn more when you fuck up.
Right. That's true. That's how I learned it all. You don't, I didn't go to motorcycle mechanic school. I went to school of hard knocks. I worked in a racing shop. So yeah, I totally get that. And I can honestly say, I'm sure, I don't know if your dad's somewhere around there, but Mr. and Mrs. Bass, what a great job. Like, you have two incredible young ladies that the world keep it's just I'm so honored that you guys are here. Okay, so let's see. If money didn't matter and time didn't matter, and you could get on your motorcycles and you could take a trip anywhere, where would you go and who would you go with?
I'd take a all-around trip as far as I can go throughout like North and South America, like the entire border, and then go in through the center and do some zigzags and stuff.
Yeah, if money didn't matter, I would fly the bike overseas, go to Europe, and like ride somewhere out there. I've heard it's just absolutely stunning and gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, there's this cathedral that's like been in the making of being built since the 18 or 1700s.
Barcelona, right?
Yeah, the Barcelona Cathedral. That would be
Nice.
amazing to take a knucklehead out to.
Very cool. And are you gonna take the rents with you? Like, you're gonna let them come along, or are you gonna make them stay home and feed the dogs?
I mean, if money wasn't an issue, you could do your wrench work like on the fly and just share all these beautiful stories.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Family. I think that'd be the coolest thing.
I like that. Very good. Very good. Okay, so then I've had a great time. I would like to know if you would be kind enough to tell us something about yourself that others may not know.
I don't even know.
Somebody sings in the shower, somebody dances mariachi when nobody's looking, crazy stuff like that. You knit, you crochet, you know.
Ah, I crochet.
There you go.
Yeah, you've made me stuff. You've
I've
literally
made a lot
made
of
me
things.
things. It's so cool.
I love that. That's cool. And Miss Kierra, how about you?
I mean, just because you haven't mentioned it yet, I'll just say I am a vintage dealer in t-shirts and stuff. Like, I got into fashion while working at Gap corporate, and about a year ago I was let go from that job, and at the same time I was listing my t-shirt collection, all Harley stuff of course, to eBay. And it was so funny. Like, I heard that I was let go, and then I didn't check eBay until a few days later, and I realized I actually made money from that. So
You're like, whoa.
And I was like, this is like godsend, literally. So I turned that into my full-time job. Now I'm a, t-shirt dealer. It's something that I absolutely
love it.
And it's something that I've been able to bring like the motorcycle industry into. So I love doing that.
Nice. Very cool. I got Shotgun from Arizona saying hello, great show. Tracy Rhodes, she cooks, she does custom paint and she draws and stuff like that. They wanted to share that with us. And we're so glad that they're out there watching. We love having everybody with us. Okay, so then lastly, if you guys would be kind enough to tell us your 5 good things.
Like this
Go
week
ahead.
in general.
It can be any.
general?
No, I made it to Chick-fil-A today. They weren't closed.
That's good.
I
Go
saw
ahead.
it
Sunday.
I made it to Chick-fil-A. I got my motorcycle license at some point last month. That's 2. My pet Jasper, my rabbit, he's still adorable. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that's 3.
That's great.
Munch has not jumped on me yet today, so that's gonna be 4.
Okay.
And she also hasn't like yelled at me either. She gets
Okay.
very feisty with her barks, but not today. She's been very nice.
I like that. Okay. Miss Kierra?
I'm just gonna go with like in general, and I'm just gonna be really proud of myself and like where I've come. So in general, not working a 9 to 5, like that's a really good thing. It's something that I'm truly blessed to have an opportunity to just live a lifestyle that I do and meet the people that I'm able to meet through something that I am fulfilled by. So that's number 1. Number 2, learning how to grind something and / weld. That's something that I'm extremely proud of. I did soldering back in high school, but now I've like leveled up. I can do that a little bit. Still learning more. Still have so much more to learn. Let's see. I'm gonna go with like what you were saying. I was able to make it to this cute little breakfast spot this morning called Uncle Wolfie's in Milwaukee. Had the best breakfast of my life today, I swear. That's 3. Moving on to 4. Had a really successful vintage market this weekend out in Milwaukee at Bad Moon Saloon. That was the second one I've done this month, and I hope to keep doing it. Again, like being able to take like t-shirts and motorcycles and bring it all together. It's just something that I'm really, again, I'm just proud of. And let's see, what the last one I feel like has to be something like really good, but I'll say like my motorcycle license. That's the top, the cherry on the pie, you know? That was the best.
I love it. All right. Well, that's fabulous. Okay, Mama Bear, give me your 5.
I'm grateful to no longer be breaking laws. Thank you. Safety Foundation. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm grateful for my children, my husband. I have a wonderful family, and I have a beautiful home. I love my home. The more time we spend here, the more I love this place.
Good.
For Mother's Day, Eric got me chickens. Now I'm some crazy lady with like a coop full
My
of
daughter has them. Her friends have them, and they're bringing me eggs now. I'm like,
I'm just waiting. August, right? That's
right. We converted our old the kids' playhouse was old and rickety and
a chicken coop
for sleds. So now it's a chicken coop, which that makes me really happy. How many is that? Is it 3, 4,
That's
5?
3. You're 3.
I'm thrilled. I'm happy. Life is good, and that in itself, you know, I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm just generally blessed, and life is good. And I'm also grateful for you, Athena. Thank you so much.
Aww, I love you. You know how much I love you.
Good. I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I'm truly honored. I feel blessed as well because, of course, Miss Jenni, you're part of my Moto family. You know, you're close to my heart. And then now to even be able to build a relationship with these 2 phenomenal young ladies that you've raised. I can't wait for them to meet my daughter and Laura's daughters. And I think we just need to have like a mom daughters, like again, a big retreat where we all bring our motorcycles. We're going to work, me and you are going to work that out. We're going to figure it out.
We need dates. What are we doing?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm so appreciative. I'm so honored. Please just keep me updated on any of the good stuff that you're doing, things I can promote for you. Miss Vivian, if there's any time that I can help you, you know, with parts or things like that. If you have questions and mom and dad aren't around, or you're just like, yeah, they give me the same answer all the time. I want something fresh, little custom perspective. Because, you know, I definitely, if I do anything at all, I definitely think outside the box. And I mean the box. Like it's a little, your mom could tell you, there's a little,
Well,
the
maybe-
hamster sometimes gets off the wheel. Sometimes he escapes and gets out. It's really cool.
we use the jack out of my van or somebody's van to hold up the back of Sharon's bike.
Yes,
what were
ma'am.
we doing that day? But
Yeah, we were doing something like that, and yeah, I'm sure we always
hotel
do something in the hotel parking lot. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, well, we don't have that. Give me that. Let's use this. Let's use that. Yeah, you know, so very much so. And Miss Kierra, I'm super excited. Again, same thing backwards. If I can help you with anything in your worldly travel, because I see you as the world traveler. You are I won't say the gypsy soul, but definitely the gypsy soul there that is going to bring the worldly and share it with the family and then take them along with you in certain scenarios. So I just hope that at one day I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity to like stand next to you and be worldly with you when you're doing it. So I think that's super cool. I'm excited. And the two of you, I like, listen, I just can't wait till I get to ride with the three of you. I want that photo though. Eric, I know you're listening. Take the picture of them kickstarting all three in a row and have them sign it and send it to me. I'll send you the $20 for the photo. I know you're going to pimp that stuff out. It's going to be a world sensation. Like I guess you could probably make a meme out of that once you do it and like sell the little meme or something. Cause it's going to be like the hottest sensational thing on social media. Like
we'll have to get the girls to go to a Biker Bells event or something.
Oh,
like
hot damn. And you know anything like that. And again, young ladies, if you want to participate in any kind, I have all the hookups. Like if you need to know where to find somebody, if I don't have their phone number, I'll get it for you. Like if I can't pester them enough, I'll let you share and help just to get what we need. Cause they all know I don't ask for much, but when I want to do cool things and I want my people to have cool things to do, that's what I do really good. I put everybody together really well. You know what I mean? And that to me is that it fills me up. So anything like that. And then Miss Jenni, you know, I'm super grateful for the rice bags because like, oh my goodness, after that accident, I was like, oh, give me the rice bags. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, my Jenni Bass bags, because that's what I call them. I'm like, they're my Jenni Bass bags, my decorative bags. They're like, what do you do with those? I'm like, just give them to me. Don't touch them. Those are mine. You're not allowed to use them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's terrible. You should not repeat that.
You should repeat it. Go ahead.
Say it loud and clear.
Say it loud.
They're the bass sacks.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's funny.
We need to do like a welding retreat, go on a ride with you, Athena, and like just.
I'm ready.
From you. We need to like do the full thing. I'm so
ready. I am excited too. I am just ready because I know that we are going to have a wonderful time. And listen, your dad is really good security and he's a great driver. So we got to just fit him right in there. You know what I mean? And we'll be good. We'll be good. Cause I travel with him anywhere from, what do we say, from Tucson to Tucumcari? Well, I've done that with both your parents and it was really awesome. So, you know, it's a thing. It is a thing. I can't thank you enough. Oh, you're so bad. I love it. That's so funny. Now, Miss Jenni, you know, I love you with all my heart. You two young ladies, you're just part of my heart now too. I'm so blessed. I'm so honored. I can't wait till we get to spend time. And again, I can't thank you enough for taking time out, making sure that the things that you need to do in 10 minutes, you get done in 20, still make batteries plus, and be back with a breakdown in time to do the interview. You rock, ladies. You are definitely on my hero list for sure. I love you very much.
Experience. I think just being able to do like the writers classes with, you know, my family, having that experience afterwards, even though I wasn't there for like the last 2 days and seeing them get their license, but like it still felt like we had that experience together. And I don't know, I just can't thank you enough for giving that to us. It was truly a gift.
Yeah,
I'm so honored to be able to share that with you. It just makes it fills me up.
And for the vouchers that you awarded us with. Thank you to Harley Davidson too.
Yes, thank you, Harley Davidson, and I will make sure that I definitely send the feedback. I'm sure they're watching because I always send a link to, you know, for when they do that. But again, I can't thank you enough. And I look forward to all the good stuff. Please send me emails. Tell me all the stuff that's going on. We'll give you shout outs. We'll promote stuff when you're going to swap meets. Tell me where you're going to be. I'll be like, go and see Miss Vivian. She's going to be out there. I'll be like, oh, Miss Kierra's over here with this one over here. She's doing parts, or they're got their knuckleheads out and they're going to be kickstarting. Mom's going to be timing them, see who gets it on the first kick, all that good stuff.
This drag bike to Humboldt.
Are you?
Drags, yeah.
That's the end of July, right?
There you go.
Yeah, so we'll be in Humboldt, Iowa with the vintage drag bike, the nostalgia drags. So
now I got to see.
Come and meet us, come and hang out.
Yeah.
We'll be there. It's 4th of July weekend. So
I love it. I love it. Everybody watching, please go out and see these wonderful women. And again, Sons of Speed, when they're out there,
Yes.
I'm sure Bass Cycles, you have a way that they can contact you for to find out what swap meets you're at, so they can check the parts and things like that.
And we'll do special requests too. Shoot us a message, and maybe we can do some special requests.
I love it. Fabulous. And Miss Jenni, there's a documentary coming out you're going to be in, right?
I hope so. It looks like they're in the work. It's called She Rides. I filmed it back in February, and they're starting to drop little bits and pieces of it. I'm like,
I love it. So excited.
While they're filming, I was having hot flashes. So I think
nice. Sweat porn. I love it. I
don't know what's going on. It'll pass. Give me a minute.
My favorite thing, Lady Gaga was on some talk show or whatever, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, she just started dripping sweat. And I was like, yes, even celebrities have to go through it. I love it.
It was shocking. Like, well, I don't even know what's going on right now. Like,
and you think our mothers would have told us that, that side of it.
They weren't talking about it. They just were not talking about it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Who does not? This is significant.
Right. That's me. And just so everybody knows what we're talking about, from the waist up, from the inside out, you just light on fire and pour sweat within a moment's notice, and then the next thing you know, it's gone.
It's gone. But you're just you're like, wow.
So
how about that?
How about that?
So yeah, all of and hopefully they edit all that out. It looks like they did a pretty okay job. I don't look too sweaty in the little snippet that they did. It was the same gentleman who did Oil in the Blood.
Okay.
And that one I have found on YouTube, and I watched it, and I thought it was very, very well done, and I got really excited about doing it, and I'm seeing bits and pieces that they're bringing up, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the one you're in. I mean, I'm I'm such a fan, so I love it. So, like, I want to see you race. I want to do, and tell Eric, if he would just please just make one application to be on the pit crew. I'll fill it out. I'll lie. I'll do whatever I got to do to sign up to be part of the pit crew. I mean, I'll sweep the floor. I don't care. I don't care. Well, have you been to the Tennessee Jam?
No, I haven't ever been to a Sons of Speed race yet.
Did it? That one is wonderful. It's in this tiny little town. It seems like here at home, it's like a little town of like 500 people next to another town of like 500 people. And you get all of the, the Sons of Speed racers, you get all the tattoos, and, like Moonshiner Chuck shows up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, oh my gosh.
Okay.
They're watching you come in and out of the gas stations, and they're like, ooh. But there's so much fun. We were sitting at dinner, and the owner of the hotel was there having dinner, and he was telling us about his 200-mile-an-hour Model T or whatever.
Model T Ford, right?
Yeah. So it's really, really a neat town. A lot of gas and oil, a lot of racing and stuff happens there. It's a cool little town to visit. I had so much fun. I had just as much fun being a tourist in this tiny little town that just feels like home, because we're a small town, and then
I love that.
racing on it. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend going to that one.
Well, cool. All right. So then I'm going to keep sending in applications like Miss Vivian, Miss Kierra. If you can like put in a good word for me, maybe by next year, Tennessee, I can get in on the picker. Listen, I'll carry the batteries. I don't care. I'll bring the lunch. I can bring the sack lunch. Whatever it is I have to do. I just want in on the team. No, I love you very much. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all three of you. Congratulations on being legal, getting your license. Thank you for allowing me to participate in that and your journey. And thank you, Miss Jenni Bass, for always being my friend and just loving me like I do you. And thank you for sharing me your wonderful family with me and the rest of the audience. I'm grateful.
Thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right.
So much.
And remember, everybody, Humboldt, Iowa, July 4th weekend. You want to go out and see the drag race and send me videos because I won't be there. And yeah, to be a fly on the wall for that one.
We're not actually racing. We're just taking this to display. Mike Lang is the poster child.
Okay.
We were hanging out with him the other night. What did he all have to say?
Yeah, we just went to go see the Bike Riders movie again, you know, together.
Again.
So good. And he's just sharing the best stories. But like before we left, I saw this bike at the corner of my eyes and I thought I recognized it, this green, bright lime green thing. And yeah, with the tractor written on the back. Seriously, the coolest bike. But friend of his,
Is it John Haidt?
Yeah, John Haidt, his bike. They're doing a huge tribute to him at this race.
Cool.
It'll just be the coolest thing to be a part of and to see, and again, just to see it firsthand and have the stories behind it. It'll just be really special.
Very cool. Now, Miss Jenni, keep your eye out because you might see Barry and Miss Vivian there, Miss Gypsy, because that's something they do. I don't know if they're going to go this year, but it's something they do. So
Panhead right now, right?
Yeah. So
yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna give her a call and see if she's going and tell her to be on the lookout.
Let's see my Vivian, if I can talk Vivian into going with us.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
First, too many V's in one room, you know.
Nah, she goes by Gypsy, and you know why. Once you meet her, you'll know. She's our road gypsy for sure. But she's a Vivian. She's very what's the word that I want to use for that? She's very
she's a free spirit.
Yeah, but she's very fancy. You know what I mean? Like in a simple way, she's very fancy. I don't know if that makes sense. It must be the name Vivian. It has to be a Vivian thing.
It comes
all good.
You know?
Yeah. Right. It's like being very elegant and classy in the same way. And Miss Kierra, same thing with your name. Like, you know, it's very graceful. It's very graceful and classic. That's something too. Both of them.
That's the first time I've seen like the like oldest Harley woman rider. Her name was Vivian, and she rode how many fucking miles?
Enthusiast girl.
Yeah, the enthusiast girl, and
Yep.
you know, you're the coolest name because you're like literally. It comes from a legend in motorcycle.
That's right.
Go that.
Well, you two are going to be legendary. You're gonna write your own story, and you're gonna show the world so much magnificent stuff that can come from just being part of a motorcycle family and a motorcycle collective where there's so much camaraderie, authenticity, and genuine humility and love for one another. So I'm honored again. All right, kids, I'm going to let you go. I love you very much. Thank you so much. And I will see you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, see you on the roads. Can't wait.
You will. You will. Have a great night. And Miss Jenni, give Eric a big old hug and a smooch from me.
Of course.
All right, I'll see you.
Bye. See you.
How fantastic. Am I just the luckiest woman? I swear. I'm so super lucky. I am blessed to have some of the most incredible people in my life, incredible people around me. Get to share them with you and you with me. You share all your stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just finish out the show because we are running over here. Probably have to watch this in a 2-part thing. Okay, so the afterthought. Here it is. All right, the meaning of positivity, the practice or tendency to be positive or optimistic in life. When people are positive, they engage in positive thinking, have positive emotions, and engage in positive behaviors like kindness and generosity. Live it, be it, and do not let anything deter you from it. And I really mean that. Like if you can have the option. Everything's about choices in life. You can be kind, you can be nasty. Choose to be kind. The whole rest of the world's nasty. Nobody really wants that shit or needs that shit. Be positive. Everything, somebody in the world is having a harder time than you are, but everybody goes through something. So do your best to put a positive spin on it and make the most out of it and show the rest of the world that it is possible to just be good all around. Okay, and then the 5 good things, everybody. You know it. Be kind to yourself and others. It matters. Share a smile with a stranger. Help someone who needs it, even if you need help yourself. Find joy in one small thing every day. That's so incredibly important. Remember to spread your sunshine, even on the rainy days. And that is no bullshit. I'm very, very, very serious about that. Mr. Robert Layson, thank you so much for enjoying the show. I love that everybody is just giving such positive feedback. Okay, and if I can undo this button that I pushed there. Hey, let's see. Hey, see, I got it going on too. Speaking of hot flashes, like you can see my hair's growing from the sweat. It's pretty good, actually. It's Florida. It's just really hot here. I love you all. Next week, we have another fantastic guest. Clay Thorne, like I said, he is a jewel of New Mexico, and I can't wait for you all to meet him. And then you get the opportunity to, I'm sure, see him along the road in your travels, and you'll know one of the best places in the world to be when you're in the middle of the desert on a horse with no name. Hey, that sounds like a song. All right, kids, I love you very much. You have a great chopper week. I'll see you next Monday right here. Same time, same channel. I love you all.